All right. Shake it up. Today is September 26, 2024. It is the beginning of week 4 in the NFL. And what is it, week 3, I think, in college football, whatever it is? How's everybody
week
doing?
5, I think.
Is it week 5? Oh, yeah. They played in Ireland. They played in Ireland in like July.
Joe Cap. I'm not good at counting.
I got you. Z-Man, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing good, Joe Cat. Just another day in paradise. We're rocking and rolling through a big week of everything. Life, sports,
cars. Did you get a car? Your car fixed?
My car's getting fixed, Joe Cap. Cars are a pain in the ass.
Absolutely.
But I do love the people who can fix them. I do love people who can sell them.
Yep.
I do love the people who can drive them. I, Joe Cat, just happen to be none of the above.
You need like a limo driver. You need a guy who just drives you around, and just a nice.
Either that, or I want one of those big wheels.
Yeah, there you go. I'm surprised they don't make those for adults. Those would be perfect, just cruising around.
I don't have enough time to talk about big wheels, Joe Cap. I'm always off the road. We're off the chest. I'm off the road.
Beautiful. All right, so Jake, how you doing out there?
Good. Everything has been good.
Everything good so up far. In Rhode Island, Providence, Rhode Island.
Providence, Rhode Island. Jake the Snake, how you doing out there, buddy?
Good. Just living life.
Living life.
I went to Dean Junior College in Franklin, Massachusetts, which is part of the Rhode Island family. And I just want to give a big shout out to my friend Sue Wilkie and my friend Joe Cortez.
There you go.
And my friend Dave Perry and my friend Dave Newgesser and my friend Jeff Buckland from Dean Junior College Hayes. If they ever happen to listen to this, I love them all.
Shoot them.
Bring Rhode Island to life
shoot
in
them
other
the show.
Parts of the country.
Send them the show, baby. Send them
I
the show.
am sending them the show.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, Joe Cab, are we going to tell the people about some of our upcoming surprises?
Yes, we have some surprises. Our first on the agenda is we have an email. We have an actual home email. It's offthechest84@yahoo.com. So if you got any kind of criticism or this show sucks or I want more of this or I want less of that, whatever, send us an email and we'll check it up. And if it's if you want to possibly be a guest on the show, let us know what you want to talk about, and we'd love.
What address, Joe Cap?
That is at offthechest84@yahoo.com.
Jake,
shake it up.
Jake, you have that, Jake?
You got that?
Yeah, all covered.
You sure? Jake might be eating dinner. He might be eating dinner. Who knows? He might be waiting for his DoorDash.
Why not, man?
Yeah.
Hey, he's in college, Jake. You can do whatever you want when you're in college.
You got it. All right, let's start the show with some NFL, where they pay for play, where they play for pay. 3 things. Let's start out with the teams that are playing great, and then we'll go to the teams that are playing like shit. And then the teams that are doing okay and they're surprised. What do you think it's so far, Z-Man?
I'm thinking like my surprise team right now are the Vikings.
Yeah,
at 3-0.
Exactly. They're my number one surprise team. Not even close.
Yeah, why not? I mean, Sam Darnold, it's so good, Joe.
What?
Sam Darnold finally doing something good
after goodness.
all the crap that he went through with your New York Football Jets.
Oh, my God.
And then with Jake the Snake's Carolina Panthers. And then he found his way to San Francisco under Kyle Shanahan and started to figure it out. And now look at him. I mean, it's so good.
He's number one on my list as the absolute surprise of the year so far. I mean, listen, it's only a couple of games. I get it, but still, he looks the part. He looks like a quality NFL quarterback. Finally.
Well, Joe, he got drafted, what was he?
Number 2.
Third?
Number 2.
2?
Yeah, 1 was Baker. Right, Jake? Was it Baker, number 1 that year?
No,
I thought it was Baker.
It was. Yeah, it was.
And let's give a shout out to Baker too. Baker's starting to look like he's kind of, making it, even though they lost, but he's been playing well. He's been playing, very well.
I think he's coming back to the pack a little bit.
Well,
I
okay.
think we're going to find out this weekend because they play the Eagles.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, listen, I don't think that the Bucks have a great team, but they got a good team. And we'll see. We'll see. Listen, that's why they play the games. Now, what's the other surprise good team this year that you're like, wow, Buffalo's really not a surprise. They are playing pretty well right now. And obviously the Chiefs are not a surprise. Anybody else that's playing well that you would a little bit more surprised than normal?
What do you think, Jake? Who you got for me?
Well, one team that we didn't dive into that much last week, who I believe is 3-0 now, are the Vikings.
Well, that's what we were just talking about with the Vikings.
Yeah.
Sam,
Jake, are you still at the mess hall?
You're still at the mess hall. We were just talking about Sam Darnold, Jake. You gotta pay attention. I know you're watching. What are you watching? Pardon the interruption, or Sports Center.
No, neither. I'm just on the call with you guys.
Well,
all right.
You're certainly not studying.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Let's go to the teams that aren't doing well. All right. How about the Bengals?
How about the Cowboys?
How about the
Let's talk
Cowboys?
about the Cowboys.
Yeah, the Bengals, the Cowboys. I mean, let's put it this way. There's only in the history of the NFL, I think Super Bowl era, let's call it the Super Bowl era, 6 teams that have made the playoffs after being 0-3. Now, the Cowboys are 1-2, so you can't really count them technically. But the Bengals and the Jaguars, they're both
0-3.
0-3, right? 6 teams have made it to the playoffs to start 0-3, and 5 of them got knocked out in the first round. So the one team might have made it to, maybe the, I don't know, NFC Championship, AFC. I don't even know. Who cares? But none of them are going anywhere. No, they're not going to win the Super Bowl. The last team that I remember that to win a Super Bowl that was a wild card team was the Giants, and they literally went on the road all the way to the Super Bowl to win a Super Bowl with Eli. And by the way, NFL Hall of Famer Eli Manning, yes. I think so.
He's probably going to get in.
He should get in
because he won 2 Super Bowls.
Thank you. That's all I got to say.
Listen. I really think you got to look at his body of work.
His body of work is fine.
Wait, hang on, Joe. I think overall his body of work, wins and losses, wasn't he just one game above 500?
He played every Sunday, every effing Sunday, every Sunday.
No.
Come on. He wasn't on injured reserve that I could even think of. And
you know
Super
what?
Bowls.
I got to do some deep diving into
Go
this.
ahead. You can.
Maybe next week we could talk about that.
Now you sent me.
You know what? Is he a Hall of Famer? Okay. Push come to shove. Yes, because he won 2 Super Bowls as a quarterback. Okay.
I wasn't too impressed with the list of Hall of Famers. I mean, that they came out with this year. But there were a couple guys. Who else did you think was, let's say, first ballot or should be in? Who are you thinking?
I think you got to really, it's more like players from last year that didn't make it.
Okay,
guys like
yeah.
Torrey Holt.
Yeah, exactly.
He got like a wide receiver for the Rams. He was somebody that I would look at.
Right.
I think football is different.
Yeah.
Their Hall of Fame is different than like Major League Baseball, NBA. There's so many people on that ballot. You really have to dissect, look into each candidate and just see there's pluses and minuses. But if you're just going to throw out like Eli Manning as somebody that we're going to look at, okay, I'll probably give you him.
Right.
But further, like keeping in the narrative, how about all these rookie quarterbacks this year in the NFL?
Oh, it's so interesting. Yeah, good point.
How about Caleb Williams,
right?
Number 1 pick.
Right.
He's 1 and 2.
Right.
His passing percentage is a little over 56. He's only thrown for 250 yards plus or minus.
Yep.
And then you have Drake May,
Right, which he
Patriots
hasn't
are
really
1-2.
got it. He really hasn't got his opportunity
He's
yet,
on a,
Trickman.
Joe, let's be honest. He's
What?
on a milk carton. He's lost.
But that's okay. I don't.
Why? Is
because
that okay?
he's got to sit back and learn. I mean, the team is terrible. Look what look what's happening.
So why
to
not
Young.
run him out there?
Because listen, I get that part, but I think you got to give him a little bit of seasoning. I don't think.
Okay. So then, to your point, if that's true, Joe,
Yeah.
let's talk about Jalen Daniels.
Yeah. Well, that's my
from
next
the
one.
Commanders.
Yep.
He's 2-1. His passing percentage is over 75%.
Yeah, he's a
He's
freak.
thrown for over 400 yards.
He's a
The
freak.
team is 2-1. Ultimately, you're judged on wins and losses. Okay,
Right.
So it goes back to that Eli Manning conversation. He won 2 Super Bowls. I know it's early. We're just talking about things.
Right.
But if you're going to talk about this, let's talk about this kid.
Who?
This kid's doing really well.
Go ahead.
I just
Oh, Daniels.
think
Okay. No question. The guy is a freak. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. Second pick in the draft. I mean, absolutely. So that's what I mean. It's right. Was it? Yeah, because Caleb is the first player. Caleb, jury's still out, but he could turn out to be a superstar too.
And then Bo Nix.
And Bo
right,
Nix.
in Denver.
Yes.
How's he doing?
He had a great weekend last
Yep.
Sunday, and the Jets got him this week. So let's go.
That's
Let's
going to be
not
an
lay down
interesting
on him.
game, Joe.
Yep, and is that Giant Stadium? I still call it Giant Stadium.
I don't know.
Stadium.
Is it?
I hope so. I hope so because
Yeah, but
Denver.
I think it is at MetLife.
Is it, Jake? Because Denver is
Yeah.
got such a home field advantage with the air and the altitude and all that. For football, it's got to be crazy.
And
But,
he's having a good year. He's thrown for almost
Yeah.
60% of his passes. I mean, as a rookie getting thrown in there, I mean, he's somebody that's totally under the radar. He's got
Right.
he's got a tremendous coach in Sean
Yes.
Payton to lead
Yes.
him the way. I mean, here's another guy to look. So,
Yeah.
the future could be bright for all these young quarterbacks.
No, there's a lot of them out there now, and it's beautiful because the quarterback. Let's face it, is a rare commodity. Good quarterbacks a rare commodity. There's no guarantee. I mean, Lawrence looks like he's lost. He looks like he's 0-8, 0-8 in his last 8 games, and he
hasn't looked good.
he's-
That Monday night game,
Oh.
that was a shell.
11
Where did that
11
team-
turnovers.
That team took a left-hand
Oh.
turn somewhere.
8. He's got 8 touchdowns and 11 picks in 8 games. Are you kidding me? He looked like he was going to be the next great quarterback come his rookie year, and now he took a big step back. I don't know what the hell's going on with him. I really
Jake,
don't.
what did you see this past weekend? What do you like? Like, dislike, anything?
Other than the things you guys already touched on.
Yeah, anything that you noticed. I mean, I there was a few other things I want to talk about, but what do you got, Jake?
I mean, I look at Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
which
Pittsburgh.
I think
That's a 3-0. They're 3-0, correct?
Yep.
There you go,
that's
Jake.
correct.
They're 3-0. What do you think about Pittsburgh, Jake?
I think they have lightning in a bottle right now with Justin Fields, also that defense, they're always primed to be great. And so, that's an interesting team, especially since they weren't heavily favored in that AFC North.
Agreed.
Great point.
Great point, Jake. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, I
This
think.
team is a ground and pound from the old
Yep.
school.
Yep.
They may have found their quarterback of the future with Justin Fields,
Yep.
and their defense is always solid. And Mike Tomlin is arguably the best coach in the NFL.
Yep, you got it. And here's another little tidbit stat is that there's more running. So more running yards, more running plays than pass plays than there are this year than there were last year.
What do you think? What do you think attributes to that?
That's a good question. I think that a lot of coaches are realizing, like for instance, the Jets when they beat the Titans, right? No, I'm sorry. When they beat, who did they beat last week? Was it the Titans last week? They had the ball. No, they beat the Patriots. They had the ball in their hand 3/4 of the game, more than 3/4 of the game. Why? Because they just were pounding, running. That kid Allen, who I love, that number 0 on the Jets, that kid is awesome. And then you give it to him.
Braylon Allen, he's good.
you just they just seem to get 5-6 yards every play, or they'll get 2 or 3, then they'll make a big play. But anyway, they
Did you
can't they hold
draft
on to
him
the
on
ball.
your fantasy team?
Did I?
Yes.
Hell no.
Jake, do you have this guy?
No, I'm not
like
sure he
one.
was drafted
Jake,
in.
what's your record, anyways?
Well, I'm 3-0 now, actually. So
Yeah, that's what I wanted
I
to
know.
hear, brother.
Jake's in my division too. I'm fucking 2-1. Oh boy.
Yeah, and I'm 1-2. Listen, I may have to ask you guys for some money to buy a telescope so I can look up at you people, because I'm going nowhere fast.
Guess
I
who
got
my
Anthony Richardson as my quarterback.
Oh, see,
you-
I got
are
Mr.
you kidding
Jalen
me?
Daniels, baby.
Are you kidding me? That's like having a dolphin in the water, like a fish out of water.
Yeah, I blew out Jamie Blumberg's team last week. I had Jalen Daniels, who had a monster game, and Neighbors had a monster game. So
I was watching that game on Fantasy TV, and I saw Tom Leslie up in the booth, like having a scotch and coke, saying, "Yep."
But yeah, this should
what
be.
about that kickoff roll?
I can't
I want to
stand
talk
it.
about one other thing. What about that kickoff
I can't
roll?
stand it.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It sucks.
Isn't it brutal?
Get rid of it. It sucks. It don't do anything for the game. You can't do an onside kick. You have to. Oh, by the way, hey everybody, we're gonna do an onside kick. What the hell? I mean, granted, at the end of the game when you have to do it, I get it. But you can't do it in the first half? That's bull crap. It sucks. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Have the kicker kick from the 20 effing yard line. Come on. And then have the guys move up a couple of maybe 10 yards. Do something like that. What are you doing this end zone? Nobody kicks it into the zone. They kick it out of the end zone. It's so stupid. That's it. Don't get me started. But anyway.
Anyway, Joe Kev,
Yeah.
Now we can introduce our other news segment.
Yes, sir.
Tell the folks what we have going for
Well,
them.
we have Z-Man's End Zone, which is to guarantee Money in the Bank picks of the week.
Sponsored by
Sponsored.
the End Zone Restaurant, 227 Park Avenue in Mechanicville. Remember, $8.99 wings, $8.99 dozen clams, the best food going in the 518. And I'm going to bring all you people to the End Zone where you can score a touchdown and bury your man every week during the football season. Joe and Jake, what do you think?
Well, that's our first sponsor for the Off the Chest show, which is the End Zone Restaurant. And who knows? Who else might be coming down the road?
First of all, you two have to give me some love because what they give you last week.
Yeah,
you laughed at me.
No, I did. I laughed.
Tell them.
You laughed. And you called it. I mean, that was
I gave you a winner on the up with the Carolina Panthers.
You got it. You did. No question about it.
Yep.
And it was
Love
literally
it.
like they heard you, Z-Man. It's like they heard you like, oh, we got to win for Z-Man.
So I'm going to give you two winners right now. First one's going to be in the NFL.
Right.
The second one's going to be in college football, which will be a segue to our college football. So first of all, get your pens and pieces of paper together, people.
Get your
Your
DraftKings.
NFL winner for week 4 is the Baltimore Ravens. -2.5 over the Buffalo Bills. The reasons are simple.
Go ahead.
The Buffalo Bills are coming off a short week on Monday night,
Right.
and they have been steamrolling teams.
Yep.
The Baltimore Ravens finally got their first win of the season last week
Off the
against
schneid.
Jeff Vermales and Mo Lapine's Dallas Cowgirls. And now they come home on national TV on Sunday night to play a 3-0 team. Give me the short field. I'll take the Ravens laying 2.5. Boys, what do you think?
I love it.
Wow.
Now, before we go to the college game, we got a game tonight, since it's Thursday night, the 26th. Do you think, Z-Man, the Giants can beat the Cowboys?
Sometimes, Joe, it's not about whether you can beat the team. It's about whether you can cover the number. Right now, looking at the screen, the Cowboys are 5.5-point favorites over the Giants. Give me the G-Men. all night on national TV. So I'm
Yeah,
going to
there
give
you
you
go.
people a bonus
Yes,
because they're
that's
not
a
going to hear
bonus.
it until tomorrow. But I'll give you the G-Men plus 5.5 tonight.
All right.
I think the G-Men are undervalued in this. Plus, by way of Pro Football Focus, the Giants have the sixth best offensive line in the NFL. I think they're going to protect Daniel Jones. I don't know if they're going to win, but it is a divisional game on national TV. Give me the Giants plus 5.5.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. So that's your little bonus extra pick for you guys out there. I know you might not get it in time, but we'll give us something to talk about next week for sure. All right. What do you got for college?
In college, I've got the Kansas Jayhawks -2 versus the TCU Horned Frogs. This line opened up at
Ooh.
-1. The Kansas Jayhawks have lost the last 3 games in a row. Next week, they go to Arizona State in a tough Big 12 tassel. So I'm going to tell you that we're going to go against the grain and take the Jayhawks -2. The biggest stat to me was that the Jayhawks have the 20th best rushing offense in NCAA at more than 240 yards a game. Jalen Daniels is their quarterback, not to be confused with Jalen Daniels in the NFL. I think the
Interesting.
Jayhawks get off the schneid -2. It's a short price, Joe.
Okay.
Once again, we're going to get you in the end zone. We're going to bury your man, and we're going to get the Kansas Jayhawks -2 home.
Excellent.
Remember, this segment, Joe, is getting your man down on the ground as we jump over them into the end zone, sponsored by the End Zone Restaurant and Sports Bar, 227 Park Avenue in Mechanicville. Boys, let's go.
And anybody been in Mechanicville, remember to see the Z-Man and have a brewski with him.
Oh, wait. More than one, Joe.
More than one. Well, there'll be more than one people.
I'm worth at least 2.
Absolutely. All right, so going back to college football, what did you think about JMU kicking North Carolina's ass? Literally kicking their ass, 70 points on. Now, granted, they did give up 50, but it wasn't even that close. I think they had like 50 points at halftime, JMU. I mean, they must have put in their freshmen for the rest of the
It
game.
was brutal. That
Yeah.
was a brutal game. I actually watched some of that.
Me
Because
too.
on the ACC
I couldn't
network.
believe it. I
Yeah,
had to
it
watch
was
some of it.
brutal.
Yeah, and
But you
listen,
know what, Joe? It goes back to the transfer
portal, no question. And JMU arguably is the reason why one of the reasons why, because they put up a stink about how they can't be. They're undefeated and they can't get a lick or a sniff of national championship. Now, granted, JMU isn't Oklahoma and fucking in Alabama and Georgia, but I could see their point, at least getting a sniff or getting some kind of, now they're in the D1 program. They're not FCS, they're FBS or whatever it is. And they are in the Sun Belt, which is no big, great shakes. But if they go undefeated, they got a little bit of a beef to be one of those 12 teams. What do you think, Z-Man?
Absolutely, because they're the last team is the best of the, what do they call it? The other 5. Or however.
Mid-major. Yeah, whether not non-power 5.
Yeah, non-power 5.
Yeah.
And why can't they have a say? They are
Sure.
in a non-power 5 conference.
Absolutely.
Right now, you have to look at them. You have to look at Boise State. You have to look at UNLV.
Well, Boise State is a pretty decent school as far as football. I think they've been as high as top 5, Boise State, if I do recall, because they had some Kellen Moore when he was quarterback. One of the greatest
back in those days.
Back
but
in those
now
days.
Now with this new college football.
Yeah,
How
transfer
about-
portal.
how about- Did you see the most recent
realignment.
rankings?
Yeah.
How about the SEC had 5 of the first 6 teams: Texas, Georgia,
Well,
Alabama,
yeah,
Tennessee, and
that's SEC.
Mississippi. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is a little ridiculous, but what are you going to do? I mean, granted, Texas isn't really in the SEC. They just came into the SEC. So, really.
Yeah, but they're still an SEC team, and they're the number 1 team in the country.
No, they are. They are. Listen, let's face it, the SEC and the Big Ten are two humongo conferences, and the other ones, ACC, okay, and the Big 12, okay, but those two conferences are like the NFC, AFC of college football. It's kind of ridiculous because every team is pretty damn good. I mean, granted, you have some good teams in the other conferences too, but I'm talking about the size and the amount of good teams in the conference, the SEC and the Big 12, and then there's the Big 12, Big 10, and then there's everybody else. So. But I don't know.
Crazy.
Yep. What do you think about the quarterback from UNLV leaving his team, and because he was supposed to get $100,000? Something, was that the right number?
Yeah, he was supposed to get $100,000.
Yeah.
What was his Matt Slucker, right?
Yeah, I forgot his name. Yeah.
He came from Holy Cross.
Yes, that's
He was
right.
at one
Holy
double A.
Cross, wow.
Like Holy Cross was a good one double A football program.
Oh yeah.
So he left there, went to UNLV. He got promised supposedly $100,000
Right.
to go there. They paid him a $3,000 relocation fee, and then they stiffed him.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Screw you, I'm out." And they were 3-0 and ranked in the top 25.
Yeah, and they were talking about on PTI. I was listening, and they were saying that they don't know if he had it in writing. Now that you can get paid, although they had all these years. Athletes were getting paid, but illegally or under the table or whatever you want to call it. Now that you can get paid over the table, I mean, geez, you got to have a contract or some kind of agreement in writing, I would think, right?
Yeah, supposedly he had an agent, but his agent was not licensed to be a sports agent in the state of Nevada, which kind of null and voided that.
Well,
that just opens up a bigger
absolutely.
Whole thing, man.
Well, this is the can of worms that college football and big time college sports has opened the Pandora's box of allowing payments to be made over the table, and now they are not amateurs; they're professionals, and it's a different level. And they get, the live, well, not the live, the ILM money or whatever, image likeness,
the NIL money,
ILM money, whatever. And it's like a whole nother ball game. And with the transfer portal and all this other crap, of course, what does it always come back to? Money.
It always comes back to money.
Always comes back to. Even when people say it doesn't, it always does.
When they say it's not about the money, it's always about the money.
Let's see if
Soto. To say it's not about the money, that just starts it.
Let's see if Soto gets an offer from a team that is like the worst team, like the Miami Marlins, that'll offer him $700 million.
The Mets are going to sign him, Joe.
No way. If the Yankees allow him to go to the Mets, allow him to get outbid by the Mets, Steinbrenner will look like a moron. I don't care what anybody says. If he goes to any other team, he might be able to get away with it.
$650 or $700 million.
I don't give a shit. They are the high. Listen, if you want to get me started with the Yankees, I don't. I'll be here all day. But they are the highest grossing professional sports team in the history of the world. I don't want to hear of say. What do you save the money for? You invest $1 billion and you might make $3 billion. You invest $700 million, you might make $2.6 billion. They are going to. If they don't, then they are idiots. Idiots.
They're not going to go that high, Joe. They're going to try to lowball him.
They're not going to get him then. They're not going to get him. I mean, Boris, that's Boris's crown jewel. It's Boris's crown jewel. And let's face it, Soto is, I mean, unless he has some epiphany that he's going to play for the Yankees and be like Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle with Judge, he is going to go and let Boris get the most money for him. But if the Yankees don't do it and let him go across town, they will be held to pay. I believe me.
We're gonna see, man.
We shall see. Another thing I want to see.
What's going to be held to pay, Joe?
What?
You know what's going to be held to pay in Major League Baseball that the Mets and the Braves,
as
of this recording,
are
going to have to play a doubleheader on Monday at 1:00. Major League Baseball knew on Sunday
Major League Baseball
that Hurricane Helene was coming.
Yeah,
that way.
They effed up big time,
and they couldn't figure out a contingency plan.
They should have.
That's ridiculous. The Brewers and the Rangers are both on the road as we speak as visitors, and they both own domed stadiums. So you're telling me you could play a doubleheader on one day in either Milwaukee or Dallas? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, the MLB, of course, they're always the last ones to the party. They're always the ones that last ones to know. MLB is just one step behind the NFL, NBA. I mean, it's ridiculous how they just don't get it. And they screw the fans royally. I mean, listen, all the pro sports teams screw the fans, but I mean, it's like, geez, have a doubleheader on Monday. It was an off day for both teams. I mean, or even play Monday, Tuesday. You could have got in Monday and Tuesday.
They knew this was coming.
Idiots. Complete.
They knew it.
And then if it doesn't, then you come back and you got the one game if you have to play it. If you don't have to play it, then fine. But if you have to play it, it's a one game on Monday. It's in or go home, which would be fantastic. But now they might have to play two. It's stupidity. Yep. Stupid. Well, let's not go too much into that now. We're going.
All right, so I'm going to ask you and Jake the Snake a trivia question. Get your hands on the buzzer, Jake. Get your hand on the buzzer.
Jake, you there?
Buzzer, ready to
still
go.
There? All right.
I think Jake is going to get this.
Go ahead.
Because he usually comes up with these.
Go ahead.
All right. Do either one of you guys know this week is the 50th anniversary of what major milestone in Major League Baseball?
Oh,
and I'll give
50.
I'll give one hint.
Go ahead.
Okay? The hint is pitchers. Well, I shouldn't say just pitchers, because actually it's now affecting even positional players, but mainly pitchers.
Jeez, 50 years? All right, I got a guess. Jake, do you have a guess?
I have a guess.
Go ahead,
All
you
right,
go.
Jake, go ahead.
It's not a great one.
Go ahead.
Well, it's highly regarding pitching, so I'm not sure it would work, but maybe the amount of innings that a pitcher has to throw in order to qualify for the win or loss or something like that.
Jake, you're right inside the bullseye. Joe Cap?
Wow, I thought, I was going to say that they lowered the mound, from
the mound got lowered in 1968. Are you guys ready for this one?
Go ahead.
This is the 50th anniversary this week of the first Tommy John surgery. Now you laugh at that. You laugh at that because we're going to have a good segue.
Well, but it was Tommy John that had the surgery 50 years ago? Obviously.
No, Joe. It was actually Dolly Parton. So they call it the Dolly Parton surgery.
I didn't think, holy shit. That's a long time
ago. It was
50
years ago.
I guess Tommy John, an old dude. I mean, he's an old dude. He's like our age, a couple years older than us, probably. That's it.
Just for that, he should go to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's, you know what, he might go for that.
That changed the whole game.
You know what, you're so funny, but you're right. You're absolutely right. It was a medical procedure that changed Major League pitching. No question. Not even without a doubt, Z-Man. You make a great point.
And you know who had the most current Tommy John surgery? Or close to it?
Who had it recently?
Shohei Ohtani.
That's right.
And so he just did the 50-50 barrier.
Yeah.
50 home runs, 50 stolen bases. And now he's the greatest thing since, Chinese food on a stick.
Yeah, well, I'm still biased, and I still believe that Judge plays the field, plays center field, plays right field, plays every day in the field, not a DH. And I still think right now, if you had to pick one or the other, and you don't have to because one's going to win AL, one's going to win the NL, almost guarantee. I think Judge is all around right now. Now, when he starts pitching next year, when Shohei starts pitching next year, it's a whole nother ball game. But right now, you got to give it to Judge.
I agree. Jake, what do you think? Because I'm going to come at you guys with something. Go ahead, Jake.
I have to go with Judge. It does sound like a little bit of bias.
Yeah, it's a little bit biased.
But right now, I'm rolling with Judge. He's my man.
I can't agree with you guys more. And what I'm rolling out with you is this. The national media, including the commissioner's office, issued statements saying how Shohei Ohtani is the greatest thing since wheat bread and tuna fish. Okay?
Yep.
But this is his. I'm going to read you some numbers of Shohei Ohtani. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So his average as of this time was 294.
Okay.
His
Still on
slugging
the
percentage was 1.005.
Judge is
His
higher.
WAR is 7.3.
Judge is higher.
He had 176 hits, 51 home runs,
Judge is
51
higher.
stolen
Judge is higher.
bases.
All right. Stolen bases. That's the only thing that he has not better.
Yep. Now hang on.
Go ahead.
RBIs were 120. He's already
Judge is
scored
higher.
123 runs.
Judge is higher.
He had 34 doubles and 377 total bases. And again, that's
Okay.
as of this time.
Yep.
Now, last year in 2023, Ronald Acuna Jr. played for the Atlanta Braves.
Right.
He had a 337 average. His slugging percentage was 1.012. His WAR was 8.2. He had 217 hits, 41 homers, 73 stolen bases, 106 RBIs. He scored 149 runs, had 35 doubles, and his total bases were 383.
Yeah.
If you look at those numbers,
Z-Man.
the only thing that he didn't do was out RBI Shohei Ohtani. But yeah,
And he played the field.
listener extraordinaire Dana Horgan wants to send me all this communist knowledge saying how, like, I don't understand how Shohei Ohtani is having the greatest season in the history of the free world and everything. Hey, Horgan,
Please.
if you're listening, I just proved my point.
Absolutely.
And I can go back and give you 5 individual years where Barry Bonds had a better individual year than Shohei Ohtani did this year.
Yeah, I
Now,
mean, it's
did
all the
he do
numbers.
he did something that nobody else has done.
50-50.
He had 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases.
Big deal.
But you know what? What I say to this is this. Shohei Ohtani has never won any team,
Anything.
overall team award. His team has never won a World Series.
No.
He is a global marketer, which makes MLB and their owners a lot of money.
Yep.
But as far as an overall player, I'm from Missouri, the show me state. He hasn't shown me anything. The Dodgers still haven't won anything. The Angels never won anything. So I want somebody to disprove my theory.
Yeah.
And you can at our email box, Joe.
Yeah.
Off the chest 84.
Or at
That's
Yahoo.
off the chest 84 at yahoo.com.
Yep.
Send me something that will disprove our theory, and we'll acknowledge you next week on our podcast.
You got it. Shake it up. And one last thing before we go. Do you think the Judge Man will have 60 homers?
No, he doesn't have enough time.
He's got
Because the Yankees are
56, 57? I think he
Nah,
hit one
the
last night.
Yankees are just-
He
listen,
hit
the Yankees-
57 last night.
57.
Yeah, but they're worried about. Listen, the Yankees
I'm
should
just
be
saying.
worried about having the overall best record.
No, you're right.
So that they can have home field advantage.
Exactly. I saw that too. They do. You're right. They got to worry about that. All right. Thanks for
Wait,
listening,
before I go,
everybody.
I just want to tell you.
One more,
I
Z-Man.
just want to tell you that Wendy's has the best fast food hamburgers.
Okay. And they got
got
good
it.
Frosties. Now
What do you
they're
think, Jake?
now they're $1. They used to be.
I like Wendy's. I'm a fan.
Yep.
we
see?
like
See, Joe?
Cookout down here, though, right, Jake? Cookout down here in the
Yeah,
Carolinas.
Cookout. You can't beat it.
Cookout's
Yeah,
great.
That's a down
What,
south.
barbecue?
No, it's
barbecue?
but burgers. Cookout burgers
Oh,
in
that's a fast food chain?
fast food chain down here in the Carolinas.
What's the name of it?
It's only in the Carolinas, north and south.
What is it?
Cookout.
Send me some.
Yes.
Send me some so I can try it.
You got it, brother. All right, everybody, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on Off the Chest. Remember to send your information and send your whatever to offthechest84 at yahoo.com. And You'll listen to us next week on the show.